Johar, good morning to you all, and today I am here in front of you, and I am very excited and very curious about to tell you something. Today I came with some tips and steps to learn English language. So, before starting this session, I'll tell you that if you want to learn English and you are eager to learn English language, so be constant until the end of the video, because what the things that I am sharing with you are very important, and believe me guys, this video is going to be very beneficial for you. So without wasting time, let's start the session. So if I talk about how to learn English language, how can I acquire English language, how you how to talk with another person in English. So first you have to listen carefully. If you don't listen carefully, if you don't have patience to listening, you can't imagine that you are able to speak in English or fluent in English. I mean, you develop the habit of listening, and it is necessary. That's why I emphasize on listening language. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to understand and learn English language. So the first thing is that listening skills. Develop your listening skills. And the second thing is make a conducive environment. Watch video in English and suggest your neighbor to watch in English video. And you know guys, neighborhood, that means environment, play the major role in the society and to acquire a language. Suppose you born in England, so at there they don't need to learn English language. You don't effort to speak in English. Why? Because of environment. For example, I born in India, and so from childhood I know Hindi and regional language. Why? Because of environment. So environments play the major role to acquire English language or any other language. So first you also have make a conducive environment so that you can change rapidly in your personality and behavior. And don't suggest your neighborhood to watch in Hindi video, Hindi in Hindi video. Just you convince your neighborhood to watch in English. And if they do not want to watch in English, they want to watch the video in Hindi comedy. So let's do them, because they don't have to change change and they don't want to learn English language, but you have to change your personality and your behavior, and you have change yourself. You want to learn English language, so you have to change your environment. If you don't change your environment, it is very difficult to understand English language. And change in the sense, I don't mean that you go to another places. Live in your home, take a room and close the door and watch video in English. Whatever you want in your life, gain information in English, read information, read newspaper report in English, so that English language can improve rapidly. So the second thing is you make a conducive environment. And the third one is also very important to you. Listening skills develop, and when you develop listening skills, you get lots of knowledge, you gain lots of knowledge from the society. What's the going in your society, what's the happening in your society, is you can say, you can see, and you can get lots of knowledge from there. So you have lots of knowledge, so you are able to suggest anyone, you are able to take decision, you are able to speak in English. Because when you listen, lots of knowledge gaining. And the second thing I told you, environment. When you make conducive environment, so watch video in English, it can improve yourself, and it is helpful for speaking English. And when you are able to speak in English, you can convince with people, you can conversation, you can talk with another person, you can talk with peers group. Lots of people can meet that wants to talk in English. So here is two factors I told you. First one is listening skill, and second is make conducive environment, and the last third one is try to speak English everywhere, wherever you go. For example, you go to market, you go to shop, you go to peers home, you go to in other society, you go to another places where you want to talk with people, you want to talk with peers group. So just try to tell them in English language. Don't say in Hindi, because Hindi is know very well that man that are living in your surroundings, they also know very well Hindi. So you just want to speak in English so that you can improve yourself. So and second thing is, if you if you give sometimes for improving your language, then it can be changed. It can bring broad change in your behavior, in your personality. So third thing is, try to speak in English always, everywhere, anytime. And lots of people uh, criticize you when you speak in English, but you have to ignore these things. If you don't ignore this thing, you are not able to, you never can speak in English. So I'll suggest you, first thing is listening skills. You develop your listening skill so that you can get lots of knowledge. And second is, make a conducive environment so that you can rapidly change your behavior in your personality. And the third and last is, try to speak in English. When you speak in English, you automatically, it's gained and learned. And then after, you are able to speak English with any others without hesitation, without get stuck. Because when the people wants to speak in English, lots of students, lots of people are get stuck. They are hesitate to speak. But this is happen in beginner's time. So this will be changed after sometimes in later. So you have to ignore these things right now. First, you have to give time on your phone. If you give sometimes on in your personality, then one time it's bring broad change in your behavior. So remember this thing. First is listening skills, make a conducive environment, and the last is try to speak in English. So these three factors are helpful for improving your English language. And the last, if you deal three things, I sure that you are able to speak in English. And about when you from today, if you do in such a way that, so you can from today to 30 days you can improve. But fluent, if you want to fluent English, it may take times, because without giving time, anything is not possible to do at the right direction and the right time. So first you have to give time on upon yourself. So, and if this video is helpful for you, then subscribe this channel and don't forget to like and share and comment. So thank you. Johar.